Clinton says she regrets not firing aide accused of sexual harassment during 2008 campaign. Hillary Clinton on Tuesday expressed regret for not having fired a senior advisor on her 2008 presidential campaign who was accused of repeatedly sexually harassing a young subordinate. In a lengthy Facebook post, the Democrat sought to explain her decision to deliver a less severe punishment to Bernie Strider, who was her faith advisor, despite a recommendation from her campaign manager that Strider be fired. "I very much understand the question I'm being asked as to why I let an employee on my 2008 campaign keep his job despite his inappropriate workplace behavior," Clinton wrote. "The short answer is this: if I had it to do again, I wouldn't." Her Facebook post came 4 days after the New York Times first published an account of the episode and shortly before President Trump delivered his first State of the Union address on Capitol Hill. It was Clinton's second attempt to address the episode on social media. On Friday, she said on Twitter that she was dismayed by Strider's behavior and called the young women he had harassed but did not address why she did not take the advice of her then campaign manager, Patty Solis Doyle. Clinton said on Facebook that the woman's complaint was taken seriously and that she decided on a more lenient punishment, which included demoting Strider, docking his pay and separating him from the woman, as well as putting in place technical barriers to his emailing her. Strider was also warned that any subsequent harassment would result in immediate termination, Clinton wrote. "I did this because I didn't think firing him was the best solution to the problem," Clinton said. "He needed to be punished, change his behavior, and understand why his actions were wrong. The young woman needed to be able to thrive and feel safe. I thought both could happen without him losing his job." Clinton said that she also believes in second chances. 6 years after working on Clinton's 2008 campaign, Strider was hired to help lead an independent group, Correct the Record, that supported Clinton's 2016 presidential candidacy. Strider was eventually fired from that position after similar complaints, which included kissing women on the head and aggressively inquiring into details of their personal lives, according to a person close to the organization's management who requested anonymity because he was not authorized to speak for the group. "That reoccurrence troubles me greatly, and it alone makes clear that the lesson I hoped he had learned while working for me went unheeded," Clinton said. "Would he have been better if I had fired him? Would he have gotten that next job? There is no way I can go back 10 years and know the answers. But you can bet I'm asking myself these questions right now." In an interview with BuzzFeed on Saturday, Strider dismissed some of his actions as simply friendly or characteristic of his Southern background. But he also apologized, according to the publication. Speaking of his conduct during the 2008 campaign, he said, "I didn't consider it excessive, but that doesn't mean it wasn't to her." In an interview with The Washington Post, a senior official on Clinton's 2008 campaign said, "Hillary values loyalty and applies a different standard to people who are loyal to her than people who are not. The real outrage," this person said, "is that Strider was rehired at Correct the Record, which was run by Clinton allies. I just find the whole thing disgusting," said the official, who requested anonymity to discuss the episode more candidly. Among his other duties during Clinton's 2008 campaign, Strider sent the candidate scripture readings every morning for months, according to the account in the Times. In her Facebook post, Clinton also said that standards on handling sexual harassment have evolved and that there has recently been a seismic shift. "At the time, I believed the punishment I imposed was severe and fit the offense," she said. "Indeed, while we are revisiting whether my decision from a decade ago was harsh enough, many employers would be well served to take actions at least as severe when confronted with problems now, including the very media outlet that broke this story." She was referring to the case of Glenn Thrush, a former White House reporter at the New York Times who served a suspension after an investigation into allegations that he had behaved inappropriately toward female colleagues. The Times decided not to fire Thrush but suspended him and assigned him to a lower-profile beat. "A decade from now, that decision may not look as tough as it feels today," Clinton wrote. The norms around sexual harassment will likely have continued to change as swiftly and significantly in the years to come as they have over the years until now.